I just want to pop in and give a trigger warning to this video because there is some gory detail. So I'm going to splice this in just to make sure I give a trigger warning. And also, sorry for the few sniffles I got snuck in there. I didn't hear it until after I did a playback, but it wasn't like my one other video where it was just constant sniffling. But thanks. Hi, Tina here. It is Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. It is my grandmother's birthday. She's no longer with us, and if there's a heaven, that's where she's at. But anyway, I'd like to welcome everyone to my channel. And I do like to use the date and the year for viewers who like to know that, and also for future time traveling viewers. Hello there. And I also would like to thank and welcome my new subscribers, all my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying this content, and welcome to future subscribers. And also, I have viewers from India, UK, Australia, Canada, and the United States. And that's what the stats are showing me right now. And, it's kind of cool that you guys are watching me. Today's video is going to be about, let me turn down the lights, the display light. There we go, which I should have done that before. Today's video is going to be about the Long Island serial killer, the older cases, early LISK, and I'm getting my information from the website murderinccorp.wordpress.com. It's pretty extensive, the list of possibly connected, but even if they're not connected, you know, there's either like just individual, like no matter how you look at it, each death is a killer, right? There's a killer, there's a person who murdered that person. So whether it's one person, whether it's two people, whether it's multiple people, it is scary as hell. Excuse my language, if that's considered a curse. I don't know why it would be considered a curse. We used to say HE double toothpick when we were growing up because it was considered a bad word. But anyway, let's go on with this video, and I'm going to try and not uh, to sniffle. I know on some of my videos I have hay fever, and if I don't take anything for it, then yeah, I have that post-nasal drip. So I'm going to try not to sniffle. Typically, I just upload the videos. I kind of give a glance over to make sure that nothing like, you know, it's that the sound is okay and lighting's okay and such. But I can, I guess, I have uploaded it into my Premiere Rush, I think it's called, through my Creative Cloud. Adobe Creative Cloud, and I can, you know, splice it out, but I'm going to try not to sniffle. If I feel one coming on, I'm going to pause the video. I could do that. Okay, so continuing on, because where we left off the other day, we were talking about the body of Joni Jackson, who was found in a Hempstead Alley. That is Long Island. So that was back in 1985. So continuing on April 22nd, 1985, so we have February 18th, 1985 for Joni Jackson. Now we have April 22nd, 1985. The body of 19-year-old Jacqueline Mozzarella. Oh, I think I didn't mention her. Was found on a golf course in Woodmere, and that is in Long Island. That's Nassau County. She disappeared from Oceanside in March. She was determined to have been killed by ligature strangulation. I think I did mention her. On September 14th, 1985, okay, so now you got February, March, April, and now you got September. Hempstead resident Gwendolyn Lukes was found strangled and wrapped in a bound blanket left in the St. Patrick's Cemetery in Upper Brookville. Gwen Lukes was a sex worker who lived in Hempstead. Gwen Lukes lived on the same block where Joni Jackson had been found murdered in February. Now, if that doesn't scream serial killer, I don't know what does. But again, there could be multiple serial killers working in the same area or a network of them. It sounds almost, to me, it almost sounds like a network. And there are networks of serial killers. Like there was that show that I talked about, that there is a network of strongly suspected network of truck driver serial killers. And I worked at a truck stop for 5, 6 years. Yeah, that I could see that. So she was found on the same block where Joni Jackson was found. Joni Jackson had been found murdered in February. On June 1st, 1986, the nude body of Patricia Costello was found in Heckscher State Park in East Islip, Long Island. She'd been strangled with a piece of garment and the other end was tied to a tree. Costello worked as a topless dancer and lived 2 blocks from the 1982 murder victim, Tina Foglia, in Bayshore. 2 blocks. So it's just crazy. On August 6th, oh, I'm sorry, I keep hitting that. On August 6th, 1986, the body of Valerie Cleveland was found in the shrubs on a Hempstead golf course. She was nude except for her Adidas jacket. Cleveland was 5'3" and 90 pounds, so type, and worked as a sex worker. Like Christine Clarkson, Joni Jackson, and Gwen Lukes, she lived in Hempstead. I don't remember hearing about all this. I mean, I have cousins and relatives in Nassau and Suffolk County. I don't remember hearing all this stuff happening there. I mean, albeit I'm in Brooklyn and, but my cousins didn't talk about it. I don't remember it being in the news, or I wasn't paying attention. 86, you know. So on December 23rd, 1986, oh, now I think of 1986, oof. On December 23rd, 1986, 75-year-old Massapequa resident Richard Hannon disappeared after telling his family he was going to work. His body was found bludgeoned to death on Ocean Parkway by a duck hunter near the site where Valerie Mack and the toddler would be discovered in 2011. On March 23rd, 1987, the headless skeletal remains of a woman were found in the woods in East Patch oh, Patch Patchague um, Patchogue, New York. A remnant of black lacy clothing was found with the body. Hang on a second, I'm going to find out how to pronounce that. Hold on. Okay, it was Patchogue, which I knew that. I just seen the spelling. I just couldn't connect it, connect it with my brain. Anyway, so Patchogue, New York. On November 26, 1987, the decapitated. I should have put a trigger warning at the beginning of this, so I'm going to add it right here. Trigger warning. On November 26, 1987, the decapitated body of Valley Pamela Harry was found in the woods in Amityville, New York, Long Island. Her hand, her hand was found nearby and she had been shot to death. Oh no, I'm sorry. Her head. It was typo in here. Her head was found nearby and she had been shot to death. Trigger warning. On June 27th, 1989, the body of 22-year-old Janice Wilder was found in the back of a Hempstead store. She had been stabbed to death and her clothes were disheveled. She resided in Springfield Gardens, Queens. Now, sorry, I turned up the light on that. Now, again, why wasn't this like really out there in the news? I just don't recall it. On September 11th, 1989, a woman's body was discovered on the west side of the Meadowbrook State Parkway in Freeport, New York. She had a towel over her face, a rope around her neck, and her ankles were bound with cord. She was petite, 110 to 140 pounds, and wearing a miniskirt with a gray tank top. She was eventually identified as Carmen Vargas. This is the one I mentioned in one of my other videos, a 29-year-old from New York City. In 1990, Long Island serial killer suspect Rex Heuermann was working in Freeport for Greer Construction and chose a possible residence in Freeport in Bedell Avenue around this time. Like Carmen Vargas, LISK victims found on Ocean Parkway also had their ankles bound. Oh, I did not know that. The Meadowbrook State Parkway, where Carmen Vargas was discovered, was murdered. Was Where Carmen Vargas was discovered murdered leads to the Ocean Parkway. So yeah, that was probably one of the. It's a mixed bag on how much connection there is, but that's a pretty strong connection there, I think. On December 13th, 1989, the nude body of Christina Warner was found wrapped in two green plastic bags in Old Westbury, New York. She resided on West 87th Street in Manhattan and had numerous arrests for sex work, all in Midtown Manhattan. Her body was found next to the New York Institute of Technology, where Rex Heuermann attended college. I mean, they're going to lay everything at his feet, but I mean, they have to look at it because I do not believe that he just murdered 3 to 4 people. I I don't believe it, and I don't believe that he uh, did this beginning at age 46 or whatever he was. Don't believe it. I believe that he started as young as possibly 18 years old, and once they get away with it, just like with suspect, innocent until proven guilty for both of them, Brian Koberger. That okay, so he's in his late 20s, mid to late 20s. They had looked at him for a missing person, later found murdered um, from years ago, but there is a connection between him and that person, but and the grand jury did meet, but no, they didn't believe that it was him. But I believe that that was if Brian Koberga is the person that this was his first time. And so they typically start, they could start as early as their late teens. Um, but there's a prep period, I'm sure. Like if they're starting in their mid to late 20s, that, from early teens, for that period of time, they're practicing, they're doing other stuff, they're preparing, they're gearing up, and then they finally pull the trigger. And Rex Heuermann might have, because it sounds like he might have an explosive, well, personality that he might. So, but if Brian Koberger, innocent until proven guilty, if Brian Koberger did these murders, um, I believe really it was his first time, and he gets away with it, or he got away with it. Um, Definitely he would do it again, definitely. And so I think in the case of Rex Heuermann, because he went after, see, Brian Koberger. suspect, he went after some like college kids. Um, and of course, that's going to make big news the way he did this. But Rex Heuermann appears to be going after low hanging fruit, the um, segment of, people who are drug addicts and who people who engage in risky behavior and people who, typically people don't pay attention to, or it's not a big story, which is sad. So he went after that segment of the population. So that's how he, if indeed he is a serial killer, how he got away with it for so long. In my opinion, innocent until proven guilty. Anyway, so Rex Heuermann worked at Jones Beach from 1981 to 1984. So, he knows the area. I mean, that just goes to show you that he knows the area. He was a seasonal employee. Now they're talking about Janice Fullman, who we talked about, and Janice Fullman, 19, from Haw Paw, New York, 1981. So it was before Tina Foglia. So here's a little article by Jerry Schmet Schmettier Schmetteria, um, and I'm not sure what paper. Does it show what paper? Not really, but it's an old article from October 30th, 1981. The day started. This is about Janice Fullman. The day started well for 17-year-old Janice Fullman in the morning. In the morning, she learned that she had gotten a part-time waitress job she wanted, and the news put her in a good mood, her family said. In the evening, she left her Haw Paw, Long Island home to meet friends. Failing to find them, however, she took a ride to another part of Haw Paw to meet her brother. But when he did not show up, she went around the corner to a friend's house. At 10:45, she left that friend to look for her brother again. She had not been seen since. Her mother said Janice did not have money or extra clothes with her. We just can't imagine what has happened. She was doing well in school and was taking special computer courses, said her mother, Joan. Her parents said they believed Janice was afraid of a future court appearance in which she was facing a drug charge. But we are certain the penalty will not be stiff, and I hope Janice has not run away because of that, her worried mother said. Janice is 5'5", weighs 120 pounds. She has brown hair and hazel eyes. When last seen, she was wearing a thin maroon jacket, jeans, and a green and blue pullover. Suffolk County Police are investigating the disappearance. And there was a story in, missing 30 years. Where's Janice? Oh, they didn't find her. Oh, I thought they did find. Well, let me go back, because missing from Smithtown. Let me go back to that story, because we're missing 30 years. And then they have this picture of this person, Clyde Jones, next to her picture. I don't know what that means. I don't know why they have that picture next to it. It's an old article, but let me go back to um okay. Oh, she was never seen again. Oh, okay. So they didn't find her. Okay, so they didn't find her. Sorry. Wow, that's a shame. I mean, it's bad enough that, they're most likely gone. Um, Although there have been rare cases where they just voluntarily disappeared. Um, it just makes it that much harder for the families. But anyway, so yeah, so let me go back. How much? Yeah. So what they have here on the website is all the pictures and the newspaper articles of the people that, where's our child? Oh, are missing, the kids that are missing, 14, 15 years old. Yeah, that's why the page is so big, because he has the little stories about them, and then he has the um, newspaper articles about them. Yeah, Carmen Vargas. Yeah, so there's quite a few uh, murders in the 80s, of, you know, a variety of young women and teenagers, whether they were in trouble with drugs, whether they were escorts or sex workers. We used to call them streetwalkers. I grew up around streetwalkers in downtown Brooklyn, Dean Street, where my grandmother lived, and we'd go, and I think they would come to my grandmother's house because she would take care of them. But I don't know, we just seemed like they were always around us, you know, and they were just like trying to survive like everybody else. So, and they were good people in horrific circumstances. So, hopefully they solve these cases. Hopefully they identify these John and Jane Does. I'm going to continue to read about these cases, and then, do more videos about it and any updates that we have with Rex Heuermann. And they are talking about that they may be revealing the identities of three more people. And I think they're holding information back. It's obvious because they held back Karen Bagata's identity for almost a year, I guess, because they were investigating Rex Heuermann. So I think they're just trying to sift through everything. So hopefully we find out, especially the baby and her mother, um, Peaches, Jane Doe Peaches, because of her tattoo. But anyway, have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on my little guys down there. I may put up some link videos up top, either where I got where there's additional information about the Long Island serial killer or whatnot. So, but anyway, have a great day. I'll probably pop in again later on. And don't forget to always be you.